With that, welcome everyone to the Town of Wakefield Board of Appeals meeting for February 26, 2025. I'll remind everyone the meeting's being recorded. It'll be available on the replay on the town's website within a few days. Start with attendance. Chip Tarbell.
Here.
Dave Hatfield.
Here.
Joe Pride.
Here.
Kasumi Humphreys.
Yeah.
Greg Demersion.
Here.
Tom Lucy, obviously, I am here. We have no new matters, so there's no legal notice to read. Our first three agenda items are all going to be continued, so I'm going to read those continuance letters into the record. Look for a motion to continue. First one's dated today from Attorney Brian McGrail regarding case numbers 25-3, 25-4, 25-5, 33 West Water Street LLC. Please continue this matter to your meeting on March 12th. Our work with the Department of Public Works on final conditions was delayed because of illness. Thank you for your consideration. So looking for a motion to continue to the 12th.
Mr. Chair, I move that we continue the matter at 33 West Water Street to our meeting on March 12th, 2025.
Seconded.
All right, motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none, regular voting members and Kasumi. Dave.
Yes.
Chip.
Yes.
Joe.
Yes.
Kasumi.
Yes.
And I vote yes. So that matter is continued to the 12th. Next matter is case number 2511 35 Stark Street. Letter from Attorney Brian McGrail dated today. Please continue this matter to your meeting on April 9th, and that we continue to work with the building inspector in an effort to address the matters stated in the letter, and I appreciate it will result in a request to withdraw my client's appeal. Please let this letter confirm the applicant has agreed to extend the time for the board to render and/or file any decisions until and including July 30th, 2025. So the extension is till July 30th. The continuance would be to April 9th.
Mr. Chair, I move that we continue this matter at 35 Stark Ave to our April 9th, 2025 meeting and accept the applicant's request to extend the time for the board to hold a public hearing, render a decision till April 30th, 2025, July 30th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing, seeing none. Dave.
Yes.
Joe.
Yes.
Chip.
Yes.
Kasumi.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Matters continued. Next up is 7 Pitnam Avenue. Letter from Attorney Brian McGrail dated today. Regarding case numbers 2519 and 2520, 7 Pittman Avenue. Please continue this matter until your meeting on March 12th, and that we are finalizing revisions to the plans with a neighbor. Please also let this letter confirm that the applicant has agreed to extend the time for the board to render and file any decisions through June 1st, 2025. So the extension through June 1st, the continuance would be to March 12th.
Mr. Chair, I move that we continue the matter at 7 Pittman Avenue to our meeting on March 12th, 2025, and accept the applicant's request to extend the time for the board to hold a public hearing and file a decision until June 1st, 2025.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none. Same voting members. Dave?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Chip?
Yes.
Kasumi?
Yes.
I vote yes as well. Matters continued. Next up on the agenda is the matter related to Quantapowhat Avenue. Let me pull the agenda up here. Hold on one second. So under other matters, 200 to 400 Quinnipiac Parkway, discuss special permit conditions. So as we go into this, board members, I will say that I've been in communication with Tom Mullen and Attorney McGrail, Tom Mullen being the town's counsel, obviously. We have 5 motions before us that we want to get through. Attorney Mullen has looked at all of them. He recommends that the board vote to approve all the motions. And they cover everything from the O&M plan to the materials that Joe looked at. And they relate to conditions within the special permit as well. So with that, the first thing I want to bring up is the O&M plan. And Brian, I don't know if you want to add any color to this.
Just briefly that these are all part of the special permit conditions, as the chair mentioned. And they relate to the applicant's obligations as we discussed at your last meeting, as far as the open space and public access to the open space, and also to the board sponsoring an article at town meeting as will be necessary to allow this to occur, because it will require a town meeting vote. And those are the details that I discussed with Chair Lucy and Tom Mullen, Town Council, and we came up with the motions that will be presented that Tom Mullen thought would be required to get us to that next level. And in addition to that, we presented at the last meeting the O&M plan, which was dated February 3rd, 2025. That's kind of a separate issue because that's just one of your conditions that has to be approved. That doesn't have to go to town meeting. That's why it's a separate vote. And also Joe Pride's review of the hardscape materials. When he came out on the site, we discussed that, and Joe asked me to send him the plan that we talked about that we presented to him at that meeting, which I've now done. I've sent it to the chair, to Joe, and to Gail for the record. So we're looking for a formal approval of that, just to memorialize that we've complied with that condition in the special permit.
So board members, what I thought we would do is we would take up the O&M plan and then the vote relative to what Joe looked at, the condition regarding the materials. So with the O&M plan, as Mr. McGrail said, we discussed it at last meeting. Does anyone have any further comments, questions, or anything before we bring that up for a vote?
Looked like Chip had his hand up, but he took it down.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I'm fine with what we discussed last week, and it's a complex plan because there's a lot to it, but I feel that it's comprehensive and they can maintain it, and they're not going to be selling this thing; they're going to be operating it, so I'm comfortable with it.
Any other comments or questions? Otherwise, I'm going to read a motion that I'm going to ask someone to make and someone else to second.
Okay, that was my only question, Mr. Chair, was these specific 5 things, just make sure we're clear on what it is we're voting on.
Right.
I know we sort of covered them in generalities, but so you've got something that you're going to initiate, and then we'll make the appropriate motions. So you've got these 5 accounted for? Okay.
Correct. And based on the conversations with Tom and Brian today.
Okay.
But to Brian's point, the O&M plan is kind of our condition. So which is why I wanted to cover it first. This is something we would normally do with, the special permits that come through this board. So we want to do this one separately. So it sounds like everyone's okay with that. So with that, I'm going to read in. We're going to look for a motion for the board to accept and approve the draft 200 to 400 Quinnipiac property management and preventative maintenance plan dated February 3rd, 2025, which has been presented by the applicant to the board as certified, as required by condition number 4 in the special permit.
Mr. Chair, so moved.
Seconded.
Any further discussions? Gonna do regular voting members and Greg on this one. Dave,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Kip,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
and I vote yes as well. That matter is approved. Next up, if this relates to the hardscape materials and other accessory items that Joe reviewed. So the motion would be, as required by condition number 11 of the special permit, the board approves the hardscape materials and other accessory items shown on the Copley Wolf proposed material sheet dated 4/2/24.
Mr. Chair, so moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion? Joe, if you want to add any color, I know you went down there and I know you did the due diligence for the board.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looked very professional. A lot better than I thought it would look, actually. It was very professional and looks like it was great material that they're going to be using. So I can't wait to see the finished product.
Great. Anything else, board members? With that, we'll call the roll then. Dave,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Chip,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
and I vote yes as well. Now, these next three relate to other conditions in the special permit. Brian, did you want to add any color before we go through these three?
I'll mute.
Brian, you're on mute.
That maybe I can do them one at a time, Mr. Chair. So,
Yep.
So the next one relates to the restriction on maintaining the open space. All the conditions, a number of conditions under 17 that has separate subparagraphs. And it calls for instruments to be approved to the reasonable satisfaction of town council. And one of them will be a restriction maintaining the open area that we went over, the significant open area this project is going to provide. And also another one will be an easement document to allow public access to the pathway area, as it's sometimes referred to, which will be on our property and the path that's going to be installed for people walking the lake. So, but in essence, number 17 has a number of instruments that need to be approved to the reasonable satisfaction. And this is just authorizing you on behalf of the board to work with town council to get those completed.
Okay, so the motion would be motion for the board to authorize the chair on behalf of the board to finalize the instruments required by condition number 17 of the special permit with town council with no further action required by the board.
Mr. Chair, so moved.
Seconded.
Any further, motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion or questions?
Nope.
Hearing, seeing none, regular voting members and consuming this time. Dave,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Chip,
Yes.
Kasumi,
Yes.
I vote yes as well. Matters approved. Brian, next one.
The next one deals with condition 18, which is the public safety space that's designated for the police department. And that's going to require a lease. And as you know, Mr. Chair, we've started reviewing a lease document. You were part of that with town council. And in essence, this allows you to complete that with town council to his reasonable satisfaction as is called for in the special permit.
Okay, any questions from the board?
And if I can just say, just for the public record on that,
Sure.
it's a lease where there'll be no charge to the town. So the special permit requires that we provide at no charge to the police department. The lease is for the benefit of the town, that the town has actually a right to use this space for no charge whatsoever.
Yep, board members will recall we went over the floor plan for this
Many times.
prior to this meeting.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, will the years be in perpetuity, like forever?
Yeah, that's what it's called for, and that's kind of what we're finalizing with Tom Mullen, to Tom's satisfaction, how he wants to phrase that.
Okay, so the motion on this one would be motion for the board to authorize the chair on behalf of the board to finalize the lease required by condition number 18 of the special permit with town council with no further action required by the board.
Mr. Chair, so moved.
Seconded.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion, questions?
Nope.
Hearing, seeing none, regular voting members and Greg on this one. Dave,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Chip,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
I vote yes as well. That matter is approved. Last one, Brian?
The last one is, we discussed this, another aspect of the special permit for discussion tonight is, which we discussed at the last meeting, that the matters that we just discussed in 17 and 18, the open area restriction, the access easement for the public to utilize some of the land, and the lease, for the benefit of the police department. It's anticipated that those will require a town meeting vote, for them to move forward. So we had discussed, that the zoning board of appeals and town council agrees with this, will be the best Wakefield board to sponsor that article at town meeting. And we're asking you to, number one, schedule for May.
Brian, you froze up there a little bit. Could you just, you were asking, you ended at, you're asking us to do what?
Hang on. One second.
Is he on mute or did we lose him or what?
Yeah. Brian, you with us?
Brian, this is Haley from CCNF. Do you need me to jump in?
We see two Brians and one's muted. I'm not sure.
Hang on.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
we hear you. Yeah.
Now we hear you.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm on, the reason I'm on two is because I've had problems with my internet, and can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sorry about that. My internet keeps going out. So this number one, it's a vote for the board to sponsor and submit the article for town meeting warrant for May of 2025, this spring, the annual town meeting, as contemplated or required in conditions 17 and 18. And that it further authorizes the chair to work with town council on behalf of the board to draft the article with no further action required by the board. We've already started that process with Tom Mullen, the appropriate language of the article. So you're voting to sponsor the article and submit it, and authorizing the chair to compose the appropriate language of that article with town council's input and work on behalf of the board.
Any questions or comments from board members? Hearing, seeing none. Motion for this would be motion for the board to sponsor and submit an article to be on the warrant for the annual town meeting for May 5th, 2025, as contemplated and or required in conditions numbers 17 and 18 of the special permit. And further, to authorize the chair to work with town council on behalf of the board in drafting of said article with no further action required by the board.
Mr. Chair, so moved.
Seconded.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any comments or questions? Hearing, seeing none. Regular voting members and Greg this time. Dave,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Chip,
Yes.
Greg.
Yes.
I vote yes. Matters approved. I think that's all of them. Brian, correct me if I'm wrong.
That's it, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
And I think that's it for this matter tonight. So next on our agenda is clerk and board comments. Do so at your own peril. About to set a record for quickest meeting.
Mr. Chair, I'll just mention we had a bylaw review committee Monday. And as requested by our board and the planning board, we're going to postpone the to the fall meeting. So this way, hopefully the AD will be on there, the MBTA will be on there, all taken care of, and then as Mr. Trump would say, we're going to introduce one big bill. So hopefully it'll be all the quirks will be worked out by then. So
Joe,
it was great.
It's 6 more months of you on the bylaw review committee too. So
Yeah, it's a couple more meetings, but at least it'll be all the quirks will be out of it, and it was a unanimous vote anyways with all of us on the bylaw review committee. So there was no pushback for it. So and Bobowski he had no problem with it either. So
all right. Excellent. Anything else, board members?
Nope.
Gail, you're getting off easy on one of your last meetings here.
She's
I know
gonna
I
let
am.
she's gonna let Amy write this one up. Give her a try.
This is an easy one.
All right, we do have some minutes we have to approve. We have to approve the minutes of January 8th and February 12th.
So, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the minutes. Do you want to do them separately?
Yeah, why don't we do them separately?
Because January 8th was a special situation, but okay. So I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes of our board meeting on January 8th, 2025 as written and submitted to us.
It's gonna be a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye.
I
Any opposition? None. That's unanimous.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the meeting minutes of our February 12th, 2025 meeting as written and sent to us.
Motion's been made. This can be a voice vote as well. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Seeing none, that is unanimous as well.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
wait,
Always in,
one
always
question.
in.
Oh,
Yep.
Can we think about going back into meetings in person? What is that gonna take?
I've talked to Steve about it. He said he was gonna circle back to me. The room's all ready, but I don't know. He didn't circle back.
I mean, I know permanent building committee, we're down at public safety at this point. So I think we're the only one that hasn't gone back.
bylaw review committee also. So
Yeah, we just need a little heads up so a couple of us can go down and figure out what the technology is too. So I don't want to do that by myself in case something happens. So there
Like how to
should be a
run a
couple of
hybrid
us.
meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, should be a couple of us. Should be a couple of us down there to figure that out and just get schooled on that. So we would need a little test run before we just
Yeah,
dive
I
in.
know somebody from the town came down with PBC and set
Okay.
it all up but I'd love to get, as we start getting more plans in, as we start getting bigger projects again, I'd like to, having had our dinner and having met people in person, I think it goes a long way to the productivity of our board.
Agreed. I prefer to be in the room with the applicants, looking them in the eye.
That's all I had.
Give him heck, Gail. Come on. Nothing to lose at this point.
I'll talk to him again.
I mean, it's just really
Mhm.
kind of weird that, like, why not?
Yeah.
But, you know,
Mm.
what's holding it up? So.
Gail, if
Agreed.
I can be helpful there, let me know. I don't want to be a pain in the ass to Steve either. I know that they're doing the budgets and everything, so, but, you know,
Mhm. Okay,
I don't want to just dump it on you either.
okay, I'll try one more time.
Okay.
If I have to
She'll
call you
dump it
when,
on
I will.
Amy.
No, I'm not gonna throw that on her yet.
All right, with that, I think we can get out of here before 7:30. A productive night. We're gonna, some great benefit from that project we approved. And we'll get them,
Absolutely.
hopefully
That's
see them at
fantastic.
town meeting approved and move on.
All right. Motion was made to adjourn, so we're good, right?
We're
Seconded?
good. All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Being no dissent. Have a good night, everybody.
Good
Good night.
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 Good night.